Hi there, I'm Luma. Thanks for tuning in with me here on YouTube. If you like my content, I've got heaps more over on Patreon. You can check out the link in the box below. You can become a member over there. That helps to support me to create these videos for you. Alrighty, so let's dive in here today. Here we are near the end of May. Okay, so I want to share with you some information that will hopefully help you to provide some context, some understanding for what you may be experiencing in your personal life right now. Okay, so I'm looking at big energetic structures, big energetic movements here. At this time in May, from the end of May, is known as the Hetero phase of the planet. What does that mean? You can look it up online, check it out. There's some cool information about it. That means that the planet goes through an electrical peak. Okay, so there's an electrical spin that the planet has, and there's a magnetic spin that the planet has. This is called a Merkaba. You may have come across that term. A lot of people are out there with ascension teachings, teaching different stuff about Merkabas. Yep. Basics of a Merkaba are two counter-rotating spins. Okay, so an electrical spin going one way and a magnetic spin going in the opposite way. Okay, when they come together, that generates an energy field that does a whole lot of things. I won't go into the details here, but you get the gist of it, okay? So it's kind of like a spinning thing, kind of like this, okay? You might be feeling like this little crystal inside here, alrighty? So there's a spin going this way, and there's a spin going the opposite way, okay? So we got a real strong electrical spin going on the planet. Guess what? Our energetic our structures are the same structure as the planet. So planet's going into electrical peak. We're going to be going into electrical peak, okay? So it's kind of like, there it is. There's you inside there getting spun around, right? So there's a lot of changes in spin cycle. Spin in one way, spin in the other way. Oh my gosh, things are getting messy, right? Anyhow, it's kind of like that. There's your basics, metaphysics on Merkaba's electrical and magnetic spins. Okay, so here we are, end of May. Electrical peak on the planet. A lot of things going on, okay? That's changing the spin speed in our systems, right? So there's a quickening. Things are going faster. There's a lot more energy, a boost, right? This electrical surge that's coming through our systems, okay? We think like, yay, great, electrical surge. We're gonna feel fantastic. We're gonna feel great. But guess what? We got a lot of junk and gunk and goo that's been blocking up our systems, right? So it's like our little Merkabas have been like squished. Yeah, really, really squished, okay? So this increase in electrical spin is kind of like the spin cycle in your washing machine, where it spins all the dirt out, right? Spins it out, okay? So it's going really fast. And if our minds are like trying to match that spin, like, oh my God, there's so much going on. I got to go faster. I got to think more. I got to do more. I got to like figure stuff out more. You're going to get really exhausted. Okay. So what are we looking at? What's going on here? Mental exhaustion, a lot of mental exhaustion. And of course, our body is always responding to what our mind is focusing on. So the body's going to go like, which way am I going? Am I resting? Am I running? Am I like doing 5 million things at once? What do you want me to do? I'm so confused. I'm just going to shut down. I'm going to shut out. Okay. So that may be waves of exhaustion, fatigue, tired. You don't even know why you're tired. Yeah. Okay. In the background, there's this electrical spin that's amping up, cleaning out a lot of stuff. So let's look at it from an emotional point of view and mental content point of view. Okay. So heavy, dark, dense, sludgy stuff that was deep in our systems. Yeah. Deep in the subterranean levels of our consciousness, deep in the subterranean levels of the planetary structure. Yeah. A lot of density, fear, dense, dense, dense fear, a lot of frozen shock. Okay, that's been coming up a lot in my work these days. Frozen shock. Yep. Places where it was like in our planetary history and in our soul history and human history, there's times where there was very shocking events and there was like a vacuum that just like pulled a whole lot of information in, vacuum packed it, and then froze it like down in like deep frozen zone. Okay, so things, this electrical spin, electricity generates heat. It's going to melt, it's melting things down. It's melting things down in the planetary energetic structures, melting things down in our energetic structures. Okay, and so this kind of meltdown, you may be experiencing meltdown, confusion, spinning out. Okay, things are melting. What is this? The good side of it? We're getting restoring sensation. Yeah, restoring consciousness, awareness, memory in areas that have been reverse spun, vacuum packed, locked, and frozen in the deep freeze. Okay. Electrical peak, heat, melting down the frozen shock. Yeah. Heat expands, opens up those vacuum pack seals. Yeah. There's a lot of sudden release of energy. Why? We're in a growth spurt here, big growth spurt. What do we need? Life force energy. Yeah. There's a lot of light. You know, we talk a lot about light that's coming in. It's coming in internally through us. Yeah. We can understand it coming through other sources of light as well. Yeah. A lot more. Light codes, light that's encoded, encrypted with information, knowledge, instruction sets coming in, getting our Merkabas up and running and functioning and spinning. We're in an ascension cycle here. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So I'm just going to pause here. And what are we doing here? Like allowing our system to synchronize all those spin cycles and spin rates and spin speeds, angles of the spin. Some of us are spinning off on the side here, and there's energy that wants to come in here. And so we're kind of getting ourselves aligned and synchronized here. Okay. Let me just take a pause here. We take that in. Align and synchronize. Okay. And that helps us to integrate the changes that we're going through. Yeah, a lot of heavy density is being transmuted, liberated. Yeah. Surge of life force energy, surge of light essence. Okay. I want to also here talk about, as I talk about life force energy, there's also death force energy. I call it death force energy. Okay. So we know on this planet, there's been this death force energy that's been clobbering the life force energy on this planet in a lot of different ways, and it's systemic. Yeah, it happens in every level and sector of life here on the planet, and has been for a long time. And as we're going through this ascension cycle, and there's going through it, there's this balance of life force energy and death force energy. Okay, that's shifted quite significantly here. Life force energy is growing up and surging, right? So it's like that death force energy doesn't have that clout that it once did. So it's kind of shifting off, falling apart. Life is growing up through life force energy, is getting stronger and stronger. What does that mean? We can bring more of our soul essence, our light essence into our bodies. It's turning on awareness in a lot of places where it was just closed and shut down, turning on feeling, sensation, capacities in areas that were shut down, phase locked. Okay. So this death force energy, let me explain a little bit here. Don't get too freaked out about this here. Yeah. Okay. So what I've been noticing, and you may have felt this too, is kind of like being in dead space. Yeah. Like dead space where there's nothing happening, like a state of suspended animation, just kind of a floating, kind of limbo, netherworld, in between, kind of a state of like you're like almost asleep, but you're kind of awake. You know, feel like maybe you're drowning, maybe you're dying, maybe you're dead, but no, you're still alive, not really sure. That's a kind of limbo, kind of in between netherworld space. So that's coming up and clearing, right? That dead space, dead energy. Yeah, it's not allowing life, it's not energy that gives to life, that allows life to grow and to flourish. Yeah. It's kind of stunts the growth of things. It's reverse spins. So we're talking about spin cycles, Merkabas, electrical peaks. Some of these spins were reversed. So life force energy spun backwards becomes death force energy. That's maybe the simplest way to understand it. So we're reversing the spin out of all those parts of ourselves that were stuck in dead energy, stuck energy. Yeah. Death force energy, like death energy, really. It's like, and all those times that we have thought, oh my gosh, life is so hard here. I can't go on. How do I get out of here, right? Anytime we've had those harmful thoughts toward ourselves in any way, I'm too fat, I'm too thin, I'm not enough, I'm da-da-da, all those things, all those self-harming thoughts, yeah, that kind of builds up more of that dead energy. It's like the death energy that stunts growth, right? Okay, so any places in us where we've been, spinning in that, we're reversing the spin. This electrical surge is helping us do that clear out. So we're kind of feeling through a lot of those dead places or dead spaces. It can be really confusing when it comes up. Yeah. And again, a lot of like memories too, being like incarnating, and we incarnate, we bring a little packet of light essence, of soul essence in with us, and we're like, okay, good. And then we're supposed to bring in the rest of it. And I've spoken a lot about frequency accretion, right? And it's like this would happen over time, gradually. We would mature and have our like nice complement of light essence, soul essence in our being. It didn't happen because of all these spins were reversed, things were shut down, going backwards, sideways, all over the place, right? Now let's just come back in and bring in alignment, yeah, and synchronization. Let's get all these different spins and speeds, synchronizing, aligning, yeah. And again, just keeping it really simple. There's an electrical spin going one way and magnetic spin going the other way. There's a divine intelligence that knows how all these things operate. Yeah. There was a time where you'd have to actually manually do all of this because things were so freaking dense that it just wouldn't hold. But things are a lot lighter, a lot less dense. A lot of these things are just starting to happen naturally again. Wow, it's magnificent. It's like, it's so good. I always say it, someone says it's too good to be true. I keep saying to myself, it's so good, it must be true. It's so good, it must be true. And I'm just getting used to that. Yeah. I'm acclimatizing, I'm accommodating, I'm synchronizing, I'm reconfiguring. Yeah, a lot of this is happening without my conscious participation of that little part of the rational, logical mind that we've severely overused. We got a whole bunch of other great parts of our mind that are very helpful and useful. That one's not so much right now, so we'll just toss that one back in the ocean there and let that have a good old soak and float around out there. There we go. Because this is happening in our bodies. Okay, it's happening in our bodies first. It's happening in our hearts, in the space of our hearts. There are chambers, inner chambers of our hearts that are opening, that are coming out of frozen, lockdown states that were vacuum packed, twisted, and packed away somewhere, untwisting, opening up, thawing out, greater capacity to feel a whole lot more. Yeah, can be overwhelming, can feel exhausting at times. Okay, again, electrical peak. It's like we got this extra charge, you know, and the planet's like, we're going for it. Like, we're doing some cleanup. We got this extra boost. We're gonna take care of a lot of stuff. Well, we got this extra boost, you know, here we are, we're along for the ride going, holy, what the heck's going on here? Okay, so I hope some of these explanations are helpful to you to have a context to understand the levels of intensity, exhaustion, ups and downs, highs and lows, spinning in, spinning out, spinning fast, spinning slow, while we're all, you know, trying to regulate our systems, okay? And so the good news is here is we're on our way to actually be able to self-regulate our systems again, rather than being overridden, yeah, by the old system, by a lot of dead energy pounding down on us, right? We can finally, it's like that moving off. It's like that natural intelligence that knows how to self-regulate, self-balance, self-heal. Yeah, starting to come back, you know, no rush here. We cannot force this. All in divine timing. This is happening. Okay. Yeah. A lot of grief, sadness, loss is like we were kind of used to being in that state, right? We kind of got addicted to dark essence and dead energy. We kind of got accustomed to living with it. Kind of miraculous that we did. We did. Okay, we're coming out of that. So again, within this, you know, understanding things like doing deep ancestral clearing work. Yep. Collective trauma healing. Okay. All this stuff is like why so many people are engaging in that, have awareness in that, are doing, you know, incredible work. There's so many people doing deep work, you know, with each other, on yourself. Yeah. Ways of moving through all of this. Yeah, we're not alone. There's like just so many wonderful ways to approach this, so many tools, so many practices, so many approaches, modalities that can help us. So we don't have to be stuck at home alone, having to figure this all out by yourself. We're coming out of isolation. We're coming out of a frozen state. A lot of these parts are starting to move again. Okay, so understanding these spins, again, this electrical peak, yeah. The magnetic peak of the planet will come in August. It's kind of around August 11th to the 15th. So the magnetic peak feels very different than the electrical peak. Very different indeed, but it is a peak and other things will get taken care of there. So another thing here with this spinning, the electrical peak, how that plays out in human level terms between men and women, the masculine and the feminine, you know, coming out of some very distorted reverse spins of relating. So a lot of that is coming up to be understood, cleared, seen, and reconfigured and liberated. Yeah, so wow, could we just get along with each other with a lot more ease and a lot more understanding, love, and respect. Okay, all right. Let's take a few more moments here, just run some energy in the background. Again, the energetics of synchronizing, yeah, coming into synchronization of these different spin cycles and rates, yeah. Yeah, this alignment, aligning parts that have been misaligned so all the parts can spin and move gracefully and beautifully together. Yeah, it's kind of like a lot of old rusty parts that are getting cleaned up and kind of resurrected back into use again. A lot of dormant things that were asleep. Oh, I have to wake up really quickly and suddenly and get back up, get the speed back up. Yep. So again, these highs and lows, glitches, here's a way to understand some of these experiences. Alrighty. Okay, so I'll be back again soon. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and to subscribe, to share this up with other people who might find this helpful. And you can pop over, see me on Patreon. I have also a Telegram channel where I post up beautiful photographs. There were some epic clouds here last night. Oh my goodness. Every day, amazing. All right, I think that's all I want to say for today. So we'll see you again really soon. Bye for now.